you doing? Intermission was really good for you, wasn't it? I can tell. But I know what you're all thinking. She has a lot of moles. That's not what you're thinking? That's what I'm thinking that you're thinking. Okay. Yes, I have moles. I have a lot of moles. It's really, really hard for me to admit that out loud. I would say, no, they're just freckles. They're like cute freckles. If we were talking on the telephone, they're just looking at me right now. The definition of a mole actually is a small cylindrical animal who has adapted to a subterranean lifestyle. They live in solitary confinement, burrowing through their muddy labyrinths, and find another mole only to mate. So I have geek spots, everybody. That's what they are. What I'd like to think that I have niche Disney villain skin, like the witches of Morva in the Black Cauldron. And I'm like the second least ugly witch that's really fun. And you'd consider dating her if you can get past the moles. My biggest mole was on the left side of my abdomen and was lovingly referred to as a birthmark when I was born, not in fact a mole. My mom said that is where the angels kissed me before I came down from heaven. And thinking about that, definitely some oral anal contact going on up in heaven, if that's what color your kisses are. But it was about the size of a quarter, and is that for me? No? It was about the size of a quarter and rich, expensive mulch brown, and totally cool when I was a kid, and I didn't have body image issues, and I didn't ever have to wear shirts. And my mom, she's Irish, German, and Dutch, and her biggest mole is right on her upper right side of her chest. I also have the exact same one, her mama mole. I remember her taking very carefully one glob of that copper tone 45 in the summer and just slathering it right on there when we were at the beach. My dad is German, Irish, and a little bit Russian, and he gets skin tabs of skin, with the moles. If we could at all evolve this language so it's just less socio-politically gross to talk about. And so he'd get skin tabs on his neck, and he would take an ice cube. When I was little, this is how big ice cubes were. And he would apply it to the skin tab to numb the area, and then taking dental floss, like razor wire, snap those little delinquent dots off to their death, and it bled like crazy. And he would still tell you this is an effective home remedy for removing skin tabs. So my angel rim job here got removed on my 16th birthday. And I remember as the surgeon is going to work on it, it felt like cutting into a medium well done steak after a lifetime of vegetarianism. Just firm but with reservations. So I go back to school that afternoon and I told everyone, boys, that for my birthday the night before, I went out to a bar and got into a knife fight. And they're like, no way, Audrey. And I show them I have a gash and I have stitches and the iodine is still on there. And they're like, that's so metal, let's make out. I'm like, ew, no, immediately away. But from that day, I realized that I was embarrassed to talk about my moles, that I had them or that I had to remove them. And I get it. It's only an aesthetic problem, causing some issues to your personal threshold. I read that on some pest control websites, and I'm like, no shit, Orkin man. So my second and third mole had to come off simultaneously. That was in 2008. This time I'm laying face down at my doctor's office as she cut out 2 suspicious-looking moles from in between my shoulder blades. But honestly, I think they're all suspicious looking with their greasy pelts and their shrill moans for subterranean sex. So I can tell you exactly when they became suspicious was when I was sitting without sunscreen at my brother's graduation for hours and hours in the sun. And I got the sunburn that everyone in the 12 Kingdoms gets after that winter is over. Same sunburn. So my brother, he also has moles too, but he doesn't have the professional dysmorphia that his sister, actress, social, and spatially anxious middle child sister also does. So mole 4 came off in October 2010. I went to a shiny new dermatologist, and as a new patient, they asked me to get undressed so they could do a full body exam and track my moles. And they said, oh, and even your socks, because some people have them on the bottoms of their feet. And I'm like, I do. I have matching moles on the bottoms of both of my big toes. And I love I can say the word moles here. I feel so free, and not like some, weird Caucasian minority like redheads. I saw one here tonight. Yes, thank you. So the doctor's there, and I'm getting, my everything. He's looking at all my little spots, and with lenses and lights and magnifying equipment. And I think, this feels like work. Am I getting paid for this? And he's frowning at my chest mole, my mama mole, and he says, that one, yes. Well, would leave a significant scar. I'm sure you don't want that just yet, so we'll wait. And I'm like, okay. He gets down to the bottom of my feet, looking at them, comparing one sole to the other, both of my matching big toe moles, and he decides that the one on the right is suspicious and needs to come off. And I'm like, God damn it, moles! Why did you have to have a better version of yourself? Like the Afflecks or the Koreas. So I say, oh, well, I have a gig tonight. I'm supposed to host a wedding reception. Will I still be able to wear heels? And he says, yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Like won't hold you up. False! I hobble out of the dermatologist's office, and I can just feel the stitches pulling with every step. I'm holding my right shoe in my hand. My bare heel is touching the sterile, cool, polished marble floor of the lobby and the hot pavement outside. And by the way, you do need the bottom of your right foot to drive away from the goddamn dermatologist. If he's here tonight, I just wanted to let him know that. So that night, I'm at this wedding reception in Lowell, and it's in this restored mill building, and there's exposed wooden beams and brick, and it's just so tasteful and earthy. And I'm wearing a black cocktail dress, tasteful, and I am wearing blue, peeling, dirty, low-top Converse. Earthy. So I step, hop, step up to the microphone to address the guests, and I see everyone's eye line just immediately go right down to my sneakers. And I can imagine their internal monologues all too easily. Wait, is this a hipster wedding? I didn't realize Audrey was so short. When's dinner? So I turn to go sob with the caterers in the back and realize that my phantom moles on my back are now certainly on display, the two that were removed from my back. And the voices continue. Her back skin looks like the paper tablecloth after a lobster fest. Was a rehearsal dinner in a sex dungeon? Miss, you're really gonna want to cover up. They're about to serve strawberry parfaits. So what I should have done was grabbed that microphone and said, everyone, I have moles, okay? Am I lower than you because I am fashionably grounded on this floor? That I'm lower status somehow? Maybe. But for a moment, let us consider the humble mole. I think he's onto something, actually. Level up by going down. Throw dirt. Grow an extra thumb because you feel like it. Hide from daylight. Moles remind us of where we were from and where we're going. Because you and me and everybody else in this room and that has walked on this earth is going to be right down here with the moles when we're dead. But congratulations, Dan and Meg, seriously. You guys are going to be so happy together. Enjoy the parfaits, everyone. So thank you for finally letting me be able to tell that story and say that I have moles. If you'd like to talk afterwards, I will be hiding under something.